Welcome back to our Pixlr screencast. So in the last video we talked about arrange and crop, and so now we're going to actually just kind of go down the line here. When you have here you have the Cutout tool, which allows you to, as it says here, remove the background, cut out objects, or crop from individual layers. When you go to the Cut tool, you will see that you have these different options, okay? And this is going to be very important as far as how we want to this is one of the most important tools you're going to be using because you're going to want to remove things that you don't need. Here under the regular setting of the cutout thing is your shape tool, which is just where whatever shape is down here is going to be the shape that you end up cutting out in. So a square is your default, and so you would do that and this is what would happen, right? But I just undid that action with Control Z, handy shortcut by the way. This heart tool is kind of cute because if you were taking a photo of, if you were taking a photo of somebody and you wanted to move that, and make it so that it's just kind of like around their face, what you would want to do is you want to start in the middle of their face and drag out and then get kind of like that, and then it would be like a heart. I don't use that tool often, but it is just something that you can use. If you have a certain softness to the shape, what you end up doing is getting blurred edges. So you have medium. So if, let's say, I wanted only my face and I want it to be this nice blurred kind of thing, I would do it like that. Your light one would make it slightly lighter. As you can see, there's a difference in the width of the fuzziness here and here. But that's all on the. One more thing to point out actually on the tool here is that we were using the keep one, like that's what you want to keep. But if you click on the remove tool, then you will see that when you draw that box, you end up removing the thing that's in the box. Let's say that you wanted to keep the head, okay, as an example, and work on it in a new layer. So there is no marquee tool in Pixlr X which would allow me to just sort of select around this. What it does is it sort of shortcuts that for you. Like this is your marquee and cutout. So what you would want to do is you select it like I just did and then say extract as layer. Now you'll see it shows up as a new layer. Go back to your original layer and say invert cutout. So now what you have is one layer where my head is cut out and one layer where it is floating and can be manipulated. So in order to move this image around, you'd have to go back to the arrange area, and then if you move it like using your mouse, you'll get it exactly where it was before, and then it looks like you didn't, sorry, we'll move it one more over. And it looks like you never removed anything, but in fact you did, so that you could work on this layer. How does this help you? This is really good in a number of different ways. Number one, when you do things, it's going to be only on this layer. But keep in mind, this layer needs to be selected. Now you'll notice there's a big difference here. In this layer, a lot of more options are showing up than when you had this layer. But that is because this was the original picture that we loaded, and so it is considered to be kind of like the background of the photo. So in order to make it so that you can do stuff to that layer now, you'll have to click on this little lock icon and you'll double click it. So now if we go here, if we go here, you will see that it is now all these different things that you want to do can be done to that background layer. Okay, so it's very important to note which layers you're working in, as we mentioned in the overview part of our screencast. What you have here on a separate layer is now your arrange comes with the ability to sort of transform this any way you want. I can shrink the head here. I can do all kinds of different stuff, whatever I want to do, and that is something that you end up being able to do once you've removed it as a layer, and you could do different stuff to it. This little grabby guy here lets you rotate it, and that's all kinds of different things that you can do. Now back over here in the cutout area, one other thing that you might want to notice is that the hint removed part is unhighlighted. So if we were to undo everything that we did so that we could get back to an original layer, when you do it on hint removed, you'll see it's going to show you like very lightly what's going to be removed and what's not. So when you say extract as layer and you go back here and you take off hint removed, you're going to see that it is white again. So we're going to go back to our original photo here just to show you a few other things. That's the shape tool with keep and remove, the different shapes you can do, extract as layer, invert cutout. What you might want to do here, though, is sometimes you want to remove a very specific thing. So let's say we're zoomed all the way in on my eye, and all we want to do is remove my eye. Well, now we can do the magic tool. Magic tool allows you to select pixels of similar colors. So if I wanted to just remove my eye, what I could do is click there, but you'll see it got a lot of stuff there. So what you want to do is you lower your tolerance so that it only selects things that are blue, right? And then what you end up happening is going to you're now in sort of a removey type thing here where it's just getting my eye. Now I'm doing a lot of random little things here, but if you were to zoom back out and show the whole photo, this magic tool comes into account here with you know, let's say removing backgrounds or entire things like the tie now goes away, right? Again, moving your tolerance back up will remove more things, and moving it down, but if you put it at that sweet spot that they had it at 32, it's possible that it'll only remove what you need. But yes, when you lower your tolerance, it'll hopefully only get the tie. Too much, though, and you don't get enough of the tie, and then you're already too far gone. So it just all depends on the tolerance level that you set for the magic tool. Again, it's all about, and by the way, you want to remove the hint so you could see that you're actually removing it. It's all about your tolerance level and whether you want to keep or remove the thing that you're doing. So if I just want to keep the tie, look what I just done. Extract as a layer. Now go back here, invert cutout, and then you'll see that you now have, again, that separate layer that you can manipulate. But we're going to go back to the original photo again just to show you the other things you can do with the cutouts. This one just kind of lets you draw your cutout. So that is not going to be necessarily and we're on the remove part again, but remember, if you want to keep, you can draw like a general area of what you want to keep, and this is what you end up doing. So that's basically not something you're going to end up using so much, but if you go over to the lasso tool, you will also see that you have the ability to kind of more accurately select, you know, more carefully select something that you want to keep or you want to remove, and especially if you want to extract as a layer. If you want to extract something as a layer, you go like this and you say do that and extract as a layer. It is now sorry, give me 1 second. You keep this and you extract it as a layer, and now you've created this whole thing where now let's say we go and we undo the transparency here. You'll see that I extracted that little piece just to manipulate that, and then I can go to work on that. Remember that you have to know which layer you're working in. But we're going to undo all of that stuff just to go back to our original photo, and you know, that's basically the ins and outs of the cutout tool. Thank you very much. See you in the next one.